You're watching KSL, Utah's source for news.
Good afternoon, I'm Reggie Lewis.
And I'm Michelle King. Today, lawmakers in Congress are showing support for increased U.S. military assistance to Jordan, this in the wake of the murder of a Jordanian pilot killed by the Islamic State group. Meanwhile, outrage in Jordan calling on the government for retaliation. Jordan executed 2 jihadist prisoners who were connected to ISIS. One of them was the woman Islamic State militants had demanded to be released, part of a prisoner exchange for the Jordan pilot. The other, a former top aide to the deceased leader of Al-Qaeda in Iraq. Yesterday, ISIS released a video showing the Jordanian pilot being burned alive. He was captured back in December after his fighter jet crashed in Syria. Jordan officials believe that the pilot was killed long before this video was released.
Today, there is also a growing concern for an American aid worker who is in the hands of Islamic State militants. The 26-year-old woman was captured in Syria while helping refugees. Right now, federal investigators are on the scene of this deadly commuter train crash in New York. Investigators say the commuter train, carrying hundreds of people on board, smashed into an SUV that was stopped on the tracks at the crossing. The crash last night killed 6 people, 5 train passengers, and the driver of the SUV. 15 people remain hospitalized. Witnesses tell the police that the driver at one point got out of the vehicle after the crossing gates came down around her. She then got back in and was trying to drive forward when she was hit. Investigators are trying to find out why the SUV that triggered the wreck stopped on the tracks in the first place.
More discussions over possibly sending U.S. arms to Ukraine. Today, President Obama's pick to run the Pentagon says he would back increased U.S. assistance in Ukraine to fight against pro-Russian rebels. At his confirmation hearing, Ashton Carter said he's leaning towards sending weapons to Ukraine. White House officials have confirmed that President Obama is reconsidering the possibility to giving Ukraine defensive weapons. Ukraine's president says he expects the U.S. and other countries to send weapons to help fight against pro-Russian separatists. North Korea's National Defense Commission stated today that the country does not need to negotiate with the U.S. any longer, calling us gangster-like. They also accused Washington of aiming to bring down the North Korean regime. They went as far as to accuse the U.S. of being close to igniting a war of aggression, and that North Korea plans to write the last page of American history.
An Ebola drug trial in Liberia that started this week has already been stopped. Doctors Without Borders say it's because there aren't enough patients to continue testing the drug. Right now, there is no licensed treatment for the disease. The problem right now is that there is currently a vaccine trial going on as well, raising questions about the viability of that. Ebola has killed about 5,000 people in West Africa over the past year. College graduation gap between rich and poor students has nearly doubled. Coming up, we'll show you the 2 key factors contributing to the gap.
And can you name the 6 things that you're wasting your money on? Coming up, we're taking a look at what most Americans are spending their cash on and ways to avoid the problem.